All right, back now to that breaking news. This semi-fire here along I-49 causing I-49 to be shut down in both directions. If you're familiar with this area, it's near the Hickman Mills exit, the Hickman Mills area, Grandview area. I just pulled up my iPhone here, traffic map, and when you look at I-49 in the Grandview area, it is just bright red, and the lines on I-49 are just getting longer and longer. So that indicates just the significant backup that this semi-fire is causing as far as just fighting it. So now we have looked, and now we can see that the fire department is tackling these flames here, just trying to get it under control. Earlier, they were just letting some of it burn out, and you can see that just the semi was obviously carrying some chemicals, possibly some fuel, and that's why this fire is just so bad. The fire department is not only there, but the police department is too, and the police department's keeping people back, not only northbound, but also southbound as well, and for good reason, because it's just so dangerous. I mean, you don't know if there could be an explosion go off, and you just got to keep people back. So on the right side of your screen here is the scout camera that zoomed into the firefight, but the left side of your screen is the real visual stuff that we're getting right now, the visual images from Chopper 5, and you can see that this fire is being tackled in all sorts of directions now from the fire department. Brett Anthony is joining us now too, and Brett, it is kind of windy right now, but it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue fighting these flames here, right?
It doesn't. Yeah, we're sustained at about 10 miles an hour out of the southwest, but it's gusting to 30 miles an hour. So I'm sure initially the wind played some role in helping the flames to continue to go, and maybe even helped fan some of those flames to where the fire got a little bit worse. And maybe that's why the firefighters set back for just a little bit and let some of that initial heat burn off and then start attacking it. But I'm sure you can see the smoke for miles because the skies are still relatively clear out there, and we have those gusty southwest winds pushing that smoke off to the northeast. But yeah, a lot of smoke in the sky, and initially I think some of the wind may have played a role in that, as it's gusting at about 30 miles an hour right now, Ellen.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and actually when we did see when Chopper was going to the semi-fire, we could see that smoke just kind of billowing, and you could see it for miles, but now that Chopper 5 zoomed in here, you certainly can see that it is appearing, it looks like it's starting to get under control kind of finally. But again, you can see that the fire department is tackling this fire here from all directions now. We are on the phone, I'm told by our producer. We are making phone calls. We're trying to get in touch with the police department to figure out who was operating this truck, who owned it, the company involved, and what exactly happened. It doesn't look like the semi driver pulled over, so it looks like this just happened. In both directions near the Hickman Mills area, the Grandview area. This is also kind of near where 435, 71, I-49, they all come together, 470. So this is just causing a serious mess, not only along I-49, but also some of the areas like 470, because people are trying to figure out kind of what's going on. It is Friday, about 4:15, and a lot of folks are trying to head home, enjoy their weekend, get their weekend started off right, and this is causing some significant backups now for those people who are trying to get home to do that, to enjoy their weekend. Again, if you're just joining us here, I-49 shut down in both directions, and if you know someone who travels in this area or is going to be traveling in this area, just be prepared for significant delays. Give them a heads up and say, just don't go that way. You'll definitely regret it if you do. One area, one potential alternate route would be Holmes Road. So what you could do, if you were on this particular section, what you could do is you could either cut over at Martha Truman Road to get over to Blue River Road. I'm looking at some of these other routes that you could potentially take. And all right, so now I believe someone from MoDOT is on the phone. Is that right? Okay, Mark. Mark, what can you tell us right now, Markle? What can you tell us right now about this firefight happening?
I'm watching our scout cameras right now, and it looks like the fire is contained. We blocked both northbound and southbound I-49. folks who are traveling northbound will have to exit at Blue Ridge. Those folks traveling southbound will be detoured to Red Bridge. So again, it looks like the fire, well, it's actually, I'm watching our scout cameras, and it looks like it's kind of flaring up again. But again, both northbound and southbound are shut down as firefighters try to contain this.
Do you have any idea what this truck driver was carrying? Because to me, it looks like it was carrying either fuel or some kind of chemical, the way that it's been burning.
It just came to us as of a tanker fire. We have no idea what it was carrying, but clearly it was flammable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, we saw that earlier, and my goodness, the video of those flames was just unbelievable. Do you have any idea?
Intense.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Do you have any idea if the driver just, because it doesn't look like he pulled over into a shoulder. It looks like the driver just kind of stopped midway along I-49. So, I mean, it looks like this fire just started and he just kind of bailed, right?
It looks like that. It looks that way. It looks like he is in the number one lane, which is closest to the median. And we don't have a status on the driver as of yet. So we're just waiting to hear that.
Yeah, we hope that driver, of course, is okay. I mean, that's what we all want in all of this. Is there any damage that you can see to the road? Because that might complicate things reopening I-49, right?
Yeah, once the asphalt heat, when that heat hits it, I'm sure there might be some damage. We have our maintenance crews en route. Not only they're going to check out the road itself, but if you look at that, there's a sign truss directly next to the truck. We're going to have to make sure that sign truss is functioning and that it's not damaged as well.
Yeah, I know. Just the worst thing, a Friday night, folks wanted to get home from work maybe a little early, right? Thinking that they could enjoy the weekend a little bit early and maybe head home. And obviously this fire is going to complicate things for folks who normally take I-49 home. So once again, tell me those detours for folks that need to get off here that are maybe stuck in this mess already.
Well, we are asking, or we're forcing folks off at Blue Ridge if they're headed northbound, and if they're headed southbound, we're forcing them off at Red Bridge. Now, there are some folks who are kind of stuck where they are right now because of the fire, so they will just have to be there until this fire is put out.
Okay. Markle, is there anything else, any other information that you want to get out? Thank you so much. I know it's probably chaotic right now. I'm sure that you're getting a lot of phone calls from folks who are concerned about what's going on. We really appreciate your time, but is there anything else that you wanted to get out to our viewers right now?
We just ask that folks be patient. This is going to take some time. It's going to take several hours before this mess is cleared up, so just be patient. We understand that, folks, it's Friday and they want to get home, but you're going to have to find an alternate route, and obviously that's going to add some time to your commute, but just please be patient.
Yeah, I know. It's great advice, and we, of course, appreciate the work that you do for us here at MoDOT, and we also appreciate the work that the fire department, the police department, they're doing to keep everybody safe, and we are going to try to figure out what happened to the driver of this semi. But yes, as you said, it certainly was flammable, whatever he was carrying, and it just right when it looks like they've got it contained, it just flares up once again, and you you don't want don't want anyone in the path of that. You don't want anyone around that, because that certainly could be really bad news. But yeah, and I'm looking, Marco, I'm looking at my phone right now, and the backup just keeps getting worse. The red lines on I-49 and now some of the detours now are even getting backed up. Now traffic along 71 is getting really backed up here just north of 435. So a lot of folks affected right now because of this semi-fire, but we will just keep updating our viewers. And Markle, thank you so much again for joining us here from MoDOT.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate your time and the work that you do for us. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, so if you were just joining us, the semi-fire here along I-49, it's just really bad, and the driver of the semi bailed midway, just kind of in the middle of I-49, because the vehicle was on fire here. We just spoke with MoDOT, and they were giving us some detours here, but it is going to take a few hours to get this all cleaned up, and there could be some damage to the road. I'm sure that there will be, just the fire video that we've seen It's just really intense. And when that happens, so once they clear the semi out of the way, then they're going to have to look at the road. And if the road is damaged or if those signs are damaged and they could potentially fall because of the fire, then they're not going to let people drive on this section of I-49. So it could still be shut down for some time. It looks like the flames have, I want to say, finally gotten under control here, but there's probably nothing left now of that semi because of those flames. So that's good news. It looks like this thing has finally gotten under control. But if you are trying to head on I-49, or if you know someone who is on I-49 trapped in this mess, it is going to take hours to get this cleaned up. Not only northbound, but also southbound as well. As soon as we get any new information on this breaking story, we will let you know, but you got to keep it here on KCTV5. You can also look for updates on our app as well.